Gourmet in Staten Island.
Oh.
Yeah. Hopefully the claps will get through. I mean, who knows? We should have had a mic that is out in the audience.
That would have been nice. It would have required foresight, which we don't have.
But we're so excited to be here in Staten Island, our hometown.
That's right. And this is a very special JV Squad podcast. So if you are not a true fan of What Say You, shut it off right now. I'll wait.
No, please.
No, let them shut it off.
All right.
And then let them decide to turn it back on because they already downloaded it.
I'm pumped right now because we're at Marie's Gourmet in Staten Island, New York. So this is amazing because in Staten Island, this is where we are from. Our higher powers that be the impractical jokers, our slave drivers.
Yep, mush.
They're also from Staten Island. And then you and I, Joe, worked at this restaurant, Marie's Gourmet.
We are in these hallowed halls right now where we came up and found our comedic voices. Back there somewhere.
We pretty much went to grad school here.
Yeah.
And we majored in dropping frittatas.
And just like grad school, I was here for 4 years. Is anyone here for the first time in Staten Island?
Oh.
Wow, a lot of regs.
That's interesting. We wouldn't be able to hear you, but for the record, that person raised his hand.
Someone did?
Yeah, somebody just raised their hand.
Oh.
But I'm pretty pumped about this podcast. We've been wanting to do this for a while.
Yeah, we have, and here it is happening. That's all.
We have some fun surprises.
Yeah.
I have some surprises for you, Joe.
I know, I can't wait. I know that there are surprises. I don't know what they are. So that's that.
But we're basically gonna catch you guys up with where we left off, and this is something that if you guys have been listening to, we've been talking about for a while. We said the wrong address to where we work. We corrected it, but we like having pies sent to our Impractical Jokers
It's a great
office.
racket for us. People like to send pies. We like to eat them. It's worked out for everyone so far.
And we've gotten pies. We've also gotten pie-flavored beverages, which I didn't know existed.
Oh, yeah. Strawberries and cream, pumpkins and cream, cherries and cream, apples.
No cream?
No cream.
That makes sense. Well, but then the other thing we said was to send the address that we gave was 75 Broadway. Our office is 75 Broad Street. And then we found out that 75 Broadway is a church.
Yeah. God
But
bless
we
Trinity
said-
Church.
We said don't send them pies. Send us pies. Send them canned goods.
That's right. We figured do the right thing. So we followed up on that because it's been some months since those cans were presumably sent, and I think that they were. And we called up, and we've got some good news and bad news because we called the church.
Mm-hmm.
What order do we?
Yeah, I think we're going to tell you the good news and the bad news about this. The good news, or we'll do the bad news first.
Yeah.
The bad news is when Joe followed up with the church, we found out that they don't get deliveries. And so whatever cans, and people sent us pictures like that, they had sent cans. Whatever cans go to the church, they are not receiving.
They don't accept cans at their church.
So that's the bad
Or any
news.
mail, for that matter.
The good news is we are going to now make up a story of what happened when we went to the church.
But this time it'll have a happy ending.
Yes.
So there we were.
We were in the spookiest church.
We walked up Broad Street and then made a left, and then we were on Broadway. And then we made a right, because you have to make a right after that.
That's true. That's actually
Yeah.
true.
And then we went up to Trinity Church, located on 75 Broadway, and we walked into those big, creaky doors. And we pushed them open. What do they sound like, Case? Exactly.
And then we are greeted by a priest, and this is like some fan fiction priest.
Really hot.
He had his sleeves ripped off,
Yeah, he's ripped.
ripped arms.
Bulging pecs.
You could tell that he had abs through his button-down
It
shirt.
was a very tight shirt.
And he had the white collar, classic white. It wasn't off-white or pearl.
No, it wasn't even a mother of pearl, none of that. It was just straight white.
Straight white. Unlike this sexy priest.
But like us. Very much like us.
It was as white as Joe's eyebrow.
Eyes browed.
Eyesbrow. So we talked to this priest and we're like, "Hey, we've been we've helped the church and we've had people send canned goods to the church." It was Father Padula from Monsignor Farrell for the 4 people who listened to that. So we get there and we say to him, "Hey, have you gotten the cans?" And he says, "I've been benching those cans for months."
He worked his way up from a couple half ounces to like a pint.
Yeah. And he's like, I've been giving it to poor kids, and they've been drinking those cans of soup. Thank you, guys.
It all worked out pretty well, actually. It was a scary church, but a not so scary priest, which is rare these days.
And then we said to him, can you just do us a favor? Can you tell us, go fuck yourself? A man of the cloth, he said.
And
Say that?
We said, please tell us to go fuck ourselves.
And he said, I want you boys to go fuck yourselves.
Go forth.
Yeah, he said it. He said, go fuck yourself.
And that's how the story really happened.
Pretty good, right?
So you're welcome.
Yeah, you can clap for that. Thank you. But I think we should introduce maybe some of our guests.
I like the original ending of the story where no one got any cans, to be honest. It's concise.
Yeah.
It's true.
From
now on, we're just going to tell the truth. We've learned our lesson.
But why is that church not accepting cans?
Well, you have to send the cans to the rectory, which is a separate street address. I don't know what the deal is with
Did you get that address?
No, I didn't think. I thought it was past the point.
That would have been the best ending, is if you got that address. I didn't know that fact.
Do you make these kinds of phone calls often? Do you call churches?
You just called?
It's a real wham bam thank you ma'am sort of situation. You know,
really?
They're busy over there. Yeah, they're busy. I've called some strange places before. I called a funeral home a couple weeks ago.
For what?
I don't know if you guys have ever been to a funeral home's website, but I was on one recently. I was just surfing the web, and I ended up on a funeral home's website. And they're all the same. They're all owned by this conglomerate of funeral service providers.
Like the Viacom of funeral homes?
Except what's the opposite of Via? Mordicom, right? And so all these they're the same template, and all these funeral homes websites say the same thing. It says special community events, and whenever you click that, it's completely blank. But my question is, what kind of funeral home is hosting community events? Anyone? That seems strange.
Does anybody here work at a funeral home?
I'm seeing a resounding no hands.
That's a bummer. I felt like it's one of those jobs, like a fireman or a policeman.
Like they're everywhere.
A funeral director.
So I called up Harmon Funeral Home in Staten Island to inquire about the special events that they may or may not host. And they were not happy with that phone call. They thought it was a prank call, but I was very sincerely asking them if they have any special events.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
You're a little off-putting.
Why is that?
I mean, I
can be very friendly.
I'm your friend. I love you forever. You're one of my best friends. You know what I mean? Salt of the earth guy. I love you.
Okay.
But I could see, like, on phone calls and things, you're a little off-putting.
I was pleasant as the day is long.
What were you off-putting about the other day? We talked about something that you were off-putting about.
I'm not sure. I kind of blocked those things out, I think.
You can't get brought down by my negativity?
Well, what you're usually very positive.
There's something with you that I think with like phone calls or something.
I'm a great phone guy.
You're not, because you called the church and they were like, "Get me off the phone with this weirdo."
No, they just don't accept mail. And that was that. There was nothing more to it.
And they're all about business?
Yes.
They're like, "I got bread to make."
Church business.
Well, when's the last time you went to church?
I can't remember. How about you? I guess does a wedding count?
Yes.
Then yes.
Yes
is the last time I went to church.
Well, I'm excited about some of our guests tonight, because if the Impractical Jokers are the Wu-Tang Clan, then we are like Capadonna, because we're like the Wu affiliates.
Right. Like the Capadonna, like
Sons of Man.
Right.
Mathematics.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray in the movie Coffee and Cigarettes.
Yeah.
So we are the Wu affiliates, and so we have some other killer bees on the swarm.
Okay.
Today, and with us right now, to the left of us right now,
if you're listening now, he's to our left
from the Where's Larry podcast. Give it up for Danny.
What's up, guys?
On the way here, we were like, we should find out Danny's last name, and we couldn't find it out.
You're a mysterious man.
Do you not want to have your last name?
No, it's all good. It's Del Vecchio.
Del Vecchio.
Del Vecchio. That makes so much
very
sense.
Staten Island.
I tried calling your local parish, and they wouldn't give up that information.
No.
Yeah.
And so you do the Where's Larry podcast.
Correct.
And it's everything Impractical Jokers.
It's all Impractical Jokers all the time. That's it. That's all we talk about.
What's the name of the last episode that you had?
Mondo Duke.
Yeah.
Is that you?
I'm really proud of that one. Yeah.
Mondo Duke. Back in the lexicon.
Yeah.
So the podcast is everything about the Impractical Jokers, and you've had us on the podcast.
Yeah, you guys have both been on, right?
And you've had Murr on the podcast recently.
Yeah, we had James Murray recently. That was fun.
What are some highlights of the podcast?
Some highlights. Well, certainly, having you guys on was a highlight. But
Oh my gosh.
Murr was definitely a highlight for sure. And just on a regular basis, what we do is, we recap the latest episode and talk about our favorite parts of the episode. We talk about the punishment. We do voting for Joker of the Week on social media. And so you guys vote and choose a Joker of the Week every week. That's something that we do. What else?
This is the podcast. If you're a fan of Impractical Jokers and you're already following, What Say You, or the Tenderloins podcast, and they're not putting out a lot. So this is the one to follow if you're a fan of Impractical Jokers.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Absolutely.
That's a plug, what I just did. That's called a plug.
Yeah.
Okay?
That is a
in.
motherfucking plug.
And that's a good one. But
Hey,
it's
Danny,
true.
Danny, what do you do when there's not a new episode of Joker's airing?
Ah, good question.
So usually what we'll do is we'll get a guest. Somebody that is related in some
Like
way
an aunt
to
or
the
an uncle?
Impractical Jokers. So that kind of segue or whatever. We had John Zaluga on a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago. One of the writers for Impractical Jokers. He's
Well,
standing right here.
This is actually a great point. We actually, our next guest, you kind of just segued into this perfectly.
And we're dragging him on up here.
And we're bringing him up. Please welcome a comedy producer for Impractical Jokers, John Zaluga. You're another... Oh, wow, cool. Is that a real thing? Zaluga.
No, that's not a thing.
Is that a thing?
I think it is now.
It's a thing
It's like
now.
a foghorn.
Gotta be a thing.
It sounds like a ferry's foghorn a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
I live by the ferry. I hear that thing all the time. It's like a water ghost.
So, John, you're a comedy producer on the show, but also I want to quickly talk about your podcast a little bit. Super Adventure.
Super live adventure.
Super Live Adventure. Because
Yeah.
it's a live
Podcast.
podcast.
Sometimes
So we were cramming
we
for
always
tips.
record it live.
So that counts?
Yeah, sure. Everything's live,
If you think about it, you're right.
right? Yeah. Super live event. It's a nerdy reference to a show that George Lucas did in Japan that combined like all
he had
of
a
his
podcast
movies.
too?
No. He combined all of his movies into a live stage show that was like one of the most expensive things ever put together.
Really?
It was like-
Oh, I never knew.
yeah,
that.
it was Star Wars and Indiana Jones and Willow and American Graffiti and
Bless
Tucker.
his ambitious little soul.
Yeah, it's completely crazy.
Hey, did you know Paul Simon tried something similar? Do you know about this, right?
No.
The Cape Man. One of our favorite songs, The Vampires.
Yeah,
from that.
but what does that have to do with
It was a failed Broadway musical.
It was?
Yeah, that's all a musical.
We should listen to part of that song. One of the things I wanted to do tonight was to kind of play some music here and there. And this song is... I wonder if we're allowed to play Paul Simon.
I think if you play a clip of it,
Okay.
it's okay. And I know,
So this is,
nice, right?
this is me and Joe's favorite Paul Simon song.
I might have to skip ahead to the good shit.
Yeah. Right now it just sounds like Carlos Santana Smooth with Rob Thomas. So, yeah, I never knew this was a musical.
This is a failed musical, yeah, very poorly received. That's why it's called Music from the Cape Man.
My new shoes.
She's doing a whole accent.
I got expenses, Where's my weekly due?
From the streets.
I don't know this at all.
You ever heard this?
No.
He says in that line there, I ain't giving you my fucking money,
Yeah.
which is amazing for Paul Simon to do that.
Because he's being so forward.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit.
Usually he's full of simile.
Shit round it.
Say that again?
Usually he's full of simile and metaphor, but he's being so forward there.
Yeah.
Go
All right.
on.
Outside of here.
That's perfect.
All right, I got to go back.
Shit round.
I love that you asked. I wonder if it's okay to use Paul Simon's music. Like, it's definitely not.
You don't think he'd be
I
cool
think
with
it's
it?
he maybe if he's a fan of the show, then yes.
Another little tie, and he was hooking up with Carrie Fisher for a while there.
Yeah, he was.
How you like that?
Is that
Boom.
true?
Yeah.
Paul Simon, Carrie Fisher.
Banging.
Yeah,
Deep Dickin'?
Deep D.
yeah, they were a thing. A lot of his songs are about her
No way.
at that time period after he broke up.
Like,
with her,
what
yeah.
song is about her?
I don't know.
Is this
but
one
she,
about her?
She talked about it on her like one woman show.
Play a lyric from this song. Let's see if this is about Carrie Fisher. So far, I'm thinking it might be.
you got the balls, then come on, make
Yeah.
them alone.
This is the best part.
Frenchie Cordero goes down to Hell's Kitchen to sell the Irish some weed. So this Patty Boy's mother's on the stoop, starts bitching about Spexes and Mongo breed. Now here comes her son, he looks like a ton of corned beef floating in beer. He said, fucking Puerto Rican dope dealing punk, get your shit brown ass out of here.
He's a
What?
poet. He's a poet. Man is a poet.
Paul Simon, what? Please repeat.
Fucking Puerto Rican dope dealing punk, get your shit brown ass out of here.
How offensive is that?
Driving it home.
That is
Says it
Yes.
twice.
So that's I think that is about Carrie Fisher.
It must be, right?
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Fisher's it's a pseudonym.
Yeah.
She's Puerto Rican.
She's Puerto Rican.
The whole time. Right under our noses.
That was an amazing segue because I found something that's even more offensive.
Oh? How?
More offensive than Paul Simon?
It's a whole other genre of music that I'm pretty excited about right now. I'm going to start it off with one of my favorites, and I want you two to maybe guess the artist. Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna be terrible.
There's three of us.
Me too.
Oh, I know. Okay.
Here we go.
And it's okay to feel that way, 'cause everybody else feels the same. Can't always control your life, and I know it don't seem right, but it's a human condition to feel the way we do. We're all in this boat.
Sing it, Joe.
You
together.
know the words better than me.
That's Joe Ambrosio, folks. Give it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 12 years ago.
Look at your girlfriend's face. That was beautiful.
She's mortified. I think she's leaving. She's leaving, yeah. She's leaving me. She's leaving the place.
Joe, you don't realize, one of the things that I think that you love about me is that I'm just
Well, I don't know. Hold on. Keep going.
I'm a collector.
You called me off-putting, and now you're playing my dirty secrets.
I mean, they get pretty dirty. Let's see.
No. Come on. This is crazy. Why?
This song is called Wrong Turn.
It's about a car accident I got into, and that's why I don't work here anymore. Oh, come on.
Stop. You didn't see the sign.
It's beautiful.
No
It's a nightmare, a living nightmare, recorded for posterity.
It's getting awkward here, and Marie's going,
Why? You're such an archivist. You've got everything. I can't run for any kind of political office.
It's good. These are good songs. I mean, maybe the bit rate is low. I don't know.
Yeah, it's too low to play, I think. Me and Paul Simon are going to have problems with this whole episode.
I want to.
You had a car accident that stopped you from.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Were you?
I was mid-delivery, yeah.
We'll come back. We'll come back.
No,
to
this
some
is
songs.
good.
You want to do another song?
No. Let's go this direction. Over here and the other way.
There's just one more
No,
song.
I mean, come on.
I just want to make sure it's the right one.
Let's just...
Let's see.
All right, thanks. My mother's here, everyone. She's explicitly yelling when we said that no one can hear anyone on the microphone.
Wait, no, hold on. There's a really
That's got a
good
cool
one.
ending, that one.
No,
It does, though.
I think it's this one.
There's no lyrics to this one. That's okay with me.
Hold on.
Do you want me to help you?
Wait, there is lyrics to that one. No. Hold on.
It was a very experimental phase for me.
No. This is important because that's my favorite one. Is this
How,
it? Really?
how old are these? Like how?
I'm like 17.
Oh yeah.
This is like a diary of Anne Frank sort of situation in a lot of ways.
just like it.
You know? So, what is I don't even know this.
We're not our cars. We're not loud music with heavy beats.
This is your experimental phase.
We are the new generation.
Dude, I don't even know this.
We are not Fight Club. We are not stupid phrases. We are not the new noise.
was listening to The Refused a lot. You could tell.
We are not divided by our jackets. What
What's that mean?
We are together forever.
Holy shit.
When we die, our souls leave our bodies.
Oh my god.
Our bodies turn to ash.
Wow.
We are eaten by the worms.
We're eaten by the words.
Rise in the new
Scary
flowers.
stories to tell in the dark. I feel like there's a lot of that and The Refused going on there.
Give it up for Joe Ambrosio,
Yeah.
everybody. That was like your
light
Radiohead fitter happier moment.
It was, yeah. Just, you know.
I actually liked it better than Paul Simon sing Salt.
Thank you, Danny.
That's true.
Yeah.
I would say that, yeah, it's probably not as offensive as Paul Simon using derogatory terms, but it's close. I'm a big fan of that stuff, Joe. That's why I've kept it for so long.
Well, thanks, Case. I'm glad you're a fan.
I have my. We looked at a picture of ourselves today. It was like a throwback picture from 2002, and I was. Well, I will link to it. I was very heavy, and you were underweight, like scary.
We were both sick looking in different ways.
yeah. I looked like Robin Williams and Jack.
Yeah.
And you look like what Robin Williams probably looks like now. Oh God. Okay. All right.
That's what it took to turn everyone.
Let's play some Paul Simon.
But wait, has Joe's girlfriend officially left the building? Or
I
no?
think she's gone. Long gone.
Did.
She's literally gone.
Oh yeah, she's somewhere. So that was my little surprise that I wanted to bring for you.
What a surprise.
That's
What
great,
a nice
huh?
surprise. That's great.
John, do you remember when I was talking about that in the office?
Yeah. Well, I love that I'm the same way. Like, I save every little thing.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about that, just like tracks from my phone has every MP3 ever, and it's a lot
Ever
of,
existed?
ever existed.
Every
that I ever downloaded, and it's like a lot of weird. I have a lot of weird audio from like Chris Sorrentino and stuff when we were doing things when we were younger. That
Yeah.
I'm starting to put up old videos and things now. It's so much fun because it's all embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's all like really bad. People
Tell me about it.
There's because I was just doing a lot of sketch comedy and stuff, even in like high school and everything, and it's just a lot of it's really bad.
It's important to do that stuff, you know? I
think
recommend
so.
that to anyone listening. Do some dumb shit.
Yeah, you have some old sketches. Are they still up? Some of the stuff that was like on MySpace, when MySpace used to be like the place for sketch
Some,
comedy.
I mean, there's still a MySpace profile. I think like I never deleted it. That's like a weird thing. It's just completely frozen in time when you.
Right.
I was asked to go there, and I had to delete photos from my buddy's first wedding. That was something I
Wow,
was asked to
that's
do.
a whole thing.
Yeah, because it just came up in like searches and stuff, so I had to like log in. That was the last time I logged into MySpace.
Your buddy got married.
Yeah,
He put all his pictures on MySpace.
and I put up pictures
And you
from the
put up
wedding. It was like a
pictures,
destination wedding.
Yeah, you put up pictures of the wedding.
Yeah,
And then he had to call you and have a conversation.
just like, can you log into MySpace, your old MySpace account, and take down all the photos?
If Joe had to do that, he'd be very off-putting.
No, it would be a very pleasant phone call.
I was there for that funeral parlor phone
Yeah,
call.
thank you.
You were super polite the
I
whole
was very
time.
pleasant.
Okay. That's not what the church told me.
Okay.
That's sexy
fake church.
priest.
But
the
you
sexy
never
priest called me.
said why you were at, like, Joe was calling because it's like from Practical Jokers, you were wondering if there was like something we could do at the location,
Sure.
right? But you never said that. You're just a guy saying like, hey, what kinds of events are going on at the funeral home?
They
so
were
even
upset.
if I don't know if they thought it was a prank or it was just like
No, it wasn't. That's the thing. They thought it was a prank at first, and then it got very real after that because it was a line of inquiry.
It's
really.
it's a creepy thing to
Okay.
because why do you want to go to an event, just any event?
I tried
Like, I
to make
would
it
love
very
to go to-
explicit. I know. I mean, I just wanted to know, like, what does it mean to have community? I think people should know what's on their website. You know, this guy clearly didn't.
I think the next live, let's say you should be at a funeral home, maybe.
Well, I would love to host a comedy show at a funeral home. That's part of the reason I was inquiring.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
don't think they do that there.
Do you want to do it just to like be different?
Yeah, I just want to be edgy and different.
No, really. Like, do you?
Yeah, actually, that's literally the reason. I'm being honest.
There's like no cop out there.
Yeah.
Danny, have you? Well, my segue is like, have you ever been to a funeral home? No. Do you keep your digital stuff? Like, how are you? Are you like a digital pack rat? I am. I keep everything. I keep
Casey's a
every photo.
fucking android. You've got a watch. You've got 3 computers on you at all times. Like everything is being recorded.
I think
at
that's
all
more
times.
of a cyborg because it's like human.
Oh, I use an Android. You are
Androids.
a cyborg. You're like bio.
What's that?
Like bi, but bio. Bio. It's not working. No, it's not right.
I'm like a biborg.
That's what I'm going for, maybe.
A biborg.
Go on.
Like I could go either way, human
Yeah,
or robot.
right. Precisely. Thank you for finishing my thought.
How are you with digital stuff? Because you seem like a tech guy.
A little bit. Music. I have a ton of music, but it's probably like every like hip hop song from like 1995 to 2004 ever made. That was like what it's mostly from my old hood rat phase.
Hood rat phase?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I used to wear like North Face and ice blue camo Yankee hat every day that I
Nice.
never took off. And
That's an amazing compound word. Ice blue
camo
Yankee hat.
Yeah.
Ice blue. It's like you memorized the tag.
It was
on
the best hat.
It's like Fred Durst Nemesis.
So that's
Told
incredible.
I looked like Fred Durst actually.
Colored camo is like an amazing idea. Like I guess the only the person who like started the ice blue camo was like the aquatic GI Joe, right? He's like I need to blend in with the water. So wait, so you had so that was like you were a very we call that like a very Staten Island kind of guy, like kind of like the quintessential what the stereotype of Staten Island is.
I guess.
And where did you grow up? Long Island.
Long Island, yeah.
It's so different there. So you had the ice blue, the camo.
Ice blue camo Yankee hat to the side,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I don't think I took that off for like 3 years.
And so were you into like underground hip hop?
No, mostly just more of the mainstream, like Wu Tang. I was a big
Okay.
Wu Tang fan, and
But it sounded
Smalls and Snoop Dogg, and
it sounded like you were proud of the collection. Like you were like, I had these deep cuts of Ill Will.
no, not like that.
What's Ill Will?
Oh, that's a rapper. Ill Will.
Oh.
Is it Ill Bill? Ill Bill. I'm glad there's an audience because I would have just been like, yeah, Ill Will.
Yeah.
He's probably. I mean, he's Ill William.
That's true.
Yeah.
You could go either. Ill Guillermo.
Yeah.
You can call him whatever you want.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm the worst with all that stuff. I don't know. Like when I didn't like even in the 90s, like I didn't know who anybody was. I was working in a supermarket as a cashier, and Method Man was on my line, and I didn't know who he was, and everybody in the store did.
Wow.
So like I'm just ringing this guy up, and I finish the order, and then the other cashiers, as soon as he left, just started throwing shit like at my head. They fucking hated me.
Why did they hate you?
Because I wasted the experience.
What are you supposed to do with that experience?
Talk to him a little bit. Have
Yeah.
some
You
kind
did
of
the
an
coolest
exchange.
thing though. You were just
But I feel like everyone-
Well,
whatever.
I'm sure he was very happy.
Yeah.
Maybe he picked me out like intentionally. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go on this guy's line.
Every Staten Islander has a Method Man story, though.
That's true.
I feel
Yeah.
like
I do think
everybody
that's-
in the house tonight, I was like, yeah, I ran into Method Man here and there. So
Yeah, I went to the movies with him. Screen 4. I mean, well, with him, but same time as
was
him.
in there.
With him.
Yeah.
What did your coworkers think? Like, oh, he'll never come back now. Oh, this guy didn't recognize me. I'm out.
It wasn't that. It was just that they wanted me to like. Had I talked to him, and like if they saw me like shake his hand or something, then I think they would have like
Not throwing things.
been
at you.
excited. Yeah. No, they were like.
You're also kind of a pisser at this store. You're pulling pranks on everyone.
Yeah, I used to.
That's nice.
Yeah. It was,
That might have been why they threw shit at you. In addition to that.
maybe. Yeah, I was there for a long time. That store.
My Method Man story is I was at the Staten Island Mall with a friend of mine,
Yeah.
and Method Man was like a tier lower. And my friend, knowing Method Man, screamed at him, "It's Tupac!" This is like years after Tupac had died. And Method Man looked up, and I felt like he just memorized my face. And I was like, no! Method Man hates me.
But you've met him since. Did you tell him that story?
I did tell him that story. And he was like, haha, I remember that. Really? But he definitely
Probably
did.
Of course not.
He was like being polite. He was like, haha, yeah, I remember that. Like as if, like it was like a thing we shared, like a bond. But I met Method Man working on Staten Island Summer.
Yes.
And he was incredibly nice. he would hang out way longer than he like had to, and he would like. There was a few times there were like some other people in his like that were actors that were like in his crew of like in the movie, and they were just like kind of young kids, but some of them like had their own careers, like rap careers. And he would be like, "Who wants to get into a cipher?" And they'd all like freestyle together. And
Not a
Method Man
marijuana
would, like,
cipher.
What?
Not a marijuana cipher.
That too.
A vocal.
It would probably be both.
Okay.
He's pretty outgoing with his love of marijuana.
Cool.
I mean, he's not the quintessential pot guy. He's not Snoop Dogg about it.
He's pretty close. I thought.
He was in a movie called How High.
That's true. He's probably number 2 though.
Yeah.
Right? When you
Yeah.
think of
Starred in a movie called
when
How
you
High.
think of a weed rapper, who do you think of? Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then number 2, I would say,
I'd say Method Man is very close number 2. Method Man and Redman, both of them, right?
yeah. Lil Wayne has a thing now. He starts every song with lighting a joint.
Oh, Cypress Hill too.
Oh,
That's another
Cypress Hill.
one. That's a big weed.
These. Do you know any of these
Weed.
references?
They all sound familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
But so Method Man would like start these like rap ciphers, and then also he was like the perfect guy to like, you know, if you like Method Man, he's the perfect person. He talks about the things you want him to talk about. At one point, he was talking, and he goes like, "Oh man, I remember the Notorious B.I.G. well," and we were like, "Yes," and he launched into a bunch of Biggie stories. It's like everything you want to
Said
hear.
that out of nowhere.
Like it came up. Someone was just like, someone had passed away, and it was just like, you must see a lot of people pass away in like in your business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, Big Pun and a bunch of people. And he was just like, yeah, but Biggie was the best. And he like went into a bunch of stories about like recording with him and like knowing him. It's like exactly what you want out of it.
Wow.
So I recently, another thing, I met Wyclef yesterday. Wyclef Jean.
A lot of
Jean
fans
14.
here.
Any
Lot of
Wyclef fans? You have to
Listen,
be.
You can't even hear the.
He's the biggest
The
producer.
clapping.
He's a huge producer. He's like an international person. If you met Wyclef, you'd shit your pants. I did. I shit my pants in front of him. He loved it. But I met him, and it was surreal. It was so cool. He signed my Fuji's cassette tape. It's like the thing I'm most proud about.
Did
I don't
Did
know
you go
who
there
he
with
is.
the Fuji's cassette tape?
I showed up-
intending for him to sign it. Or
Yes, I put the Fuji's cassette tape in my
Probably
pocket.
would have done the same.
And I was the score. I wasn't going to be blunted on reality. It's the only other album. The album people want is the score. So I brought the score, and he was so excited about 2 things. He was excited that I asked for an autograph. Every celebrity now is like, yo, let me get a selfie. Let me get a selfie. They don't really like celebrities don't do autographs. Like
Yeah.
the Joker is the only time they like sign things is if like it's posters that they give out, they send in the mail. But rarely do people come up to them and like be like, can I get your autograph? And no one ever comes up to me about anything. But no, so I went up to Wyclef and I was like, hey, can I get your autograph? And he was like, yeah. And then I showed him the tape and he like freaked out about the tape. He couldn't believe. And this is so cool. He was like, yo, someone get a camera. Like as if he's never seen it before.
So he took a selfie after all.
Kinda.
Yeah.
And
Circle of life, guys.
And so he had the cassette tape and he was holding it up and the guy was taking a picture of just him. And then he was like, no, get in it. I was like, whoa, this is so cool.
Very nice.
It was a highlight of my life.
Cool. I don't know who that is, but that's very. I'm very happy for you.
John, you told me today that you were at that restaurant for so long that you now have a pension
At the supermarket.
A restaurant,
so
supermarket, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that that's possible to work at a supermarket for so long that you have a pension?
I still don't believe it's possible.
I was there for 5.5 years. Yeah, it was like a union gig, and every time I was going to quit, they just stuck me in another department. And I'm going to get like
travel a little bit more within.
Yeah, it felt like a lot of different jobs. Like I would just kind of like I would intentionally try to get fired from that job all the time.
How did you end up leaving eventually?
I got fired.
Wait, what'd you get fired for?
For being late, like every day. And it was crazy because there was another store that shut down and they combined the 2 stores, so they had to like lay people off. And it was very easy because I just had to write up like every single day that I was there. This is a job that I applied for when I was 17, and I miss having a job that I didn't give a shit about.
Yeah.
There's something really nice. Like you have so much fun at those jobs, and if they fire you, and you're like, it's the greatest thing in the world. Also, and I remember I got called up to the store manager's office, and there was like my department manager there and like a union rep, and they were just like laying people off that day, and they brought me in. The store manager just said, John, we're firing you.
Just like that.
Yeah, he
Very
hated
bluntly.
me. He hated me.
Was he like excited about it? Do you feel like he was?
He
like,
was kind of happy. The other guys were not. Like I had a lot of fun in that store, but yeah, Mr. Hanrahan didn't like me. I had a lot of fun.
What a name.
Yeah, he was the worst. But he goes, "I'm firing you because you were late every single day for over 5 years." And he goes, I just have one question before you leave. Why? And I swear to God, I said, because you let me come in late every day for 5.5 years. And he told me to get out of his office, and that's how I lost my job.
That's pretty classic.
Yeah.
I've never been like all out fired. That I've missed that. I wish I had that experience.
Yeah, that's the only time I was fired from here.
But Joe,
I don't think I've been fired, have I?
maybe not. But we've worked
Do you have
together
a recording of me being fired somewhere?
Well, you quit a lot of jobs then, right?
Oh, well,
Didn't you get fired at the Great Kill Swim Club?
no, I never got fired. I got into a tiff with the manager. I didn't get fired.
What'd you get
I think
into
we
it-
just mutually parted ways after
What was the tip?
that crazy little summer.
What was the tiff about?
The maintenance guy just had it out for me. I was working maintenance, cleaning all the shit in the swim club. And garbage cans and the bathrooms.
What did you think the job would be?
I thought it'd be maintenance, like fixing lawnmowers and learning how to fix lawnmowers and then using lawnmowers. But it wasn't.
That was the dream.
Yeah.
And then so it was what like flushing toilets.
Horsepower and grass. It sounds fun.
So what was the tiff about?
If I remember correctly, there was like a sort of a laminated bulletin in the maintenance room listing like what you had to do in the order of what was most important, and like maybe number 3 on the list was like clean up the litter around the pool, but number 1 was like check the waters, et cetera, all that stuff. And this guy for some reason just had it out for me. Frank, the maintenance, I guess he was in charge of maintenance.
Super nice guy. I really like that guy.
I hate him. And one morning at like 7 in the morning, I'm there sweeping up and cleaning things, and he's like, it's almost like the fat cat smoking cigars up there on the deck. Like he's talking to all these other guys from the swim club, and he's like talking shit, and he's like, and these maintenance guys, Joe over here, the first thing on the list is clean up around the pool, and he's never doing it. And I'm in the middle of cleaning, and I don't say anything. I just sort of laugh to myself. And he says, "What's funny, Joe?" And I go, "It's number 3 on the list." And like all the other guys started laughing, and I just like cleaned up my leaves and continued to eat shit for a while. That was my job.
So that was the tiff. But so how did it end? Like, how did you get? Did you leave the job, or the summer ended?
I guess the summer ended, and I went to college, and
Wow,
that's about it, really.
that's like
That was okay. That was a fun job, though.
it's like a bad version of Grease.
How's that?
It's like the summer ended, and I had to stop working at the job. No, I don't know. I haven't seen Grease. In a
You
long
were a member of the swim club, so here I am, like wearing
Yeah.
gloves and like cleaning shit, and you're just like, "Hey, Joe, watch this," and you'd like do a cannonball while I'm working.
It was a big splash. I was happy back then.
What a bully! I remember this is a really bad moment on that job. In the middle of summer, I shouldn't say this maybe, but it was like a very, very packed day. It was like a really hot day, and the pool was packed. And one of the managers calls me over and is like, "Joe, I need you to do something." I'm wearing like cargo shorts and a t-shirt, and she gives me a plastic bag, some goggles, and a paint chipper. She says, "Someone shit in the pool, and I need you to get it out, but don't let anyone see it." So I'm like, "All right." So I put on this mask and like I'm trying to jump in the pool discreetly, but I'm wearing cargo shorts. It's not what you do. And
I love this story.
and I'm down there and I see the shit, and it's a pretty shallow part of the pool, maybe 5 feet, but the air pockets are getting caught in my cargo pockets, and I'm like getting lifted up, and I can't quite reach it with my paint chipper. And finally, I just strain and I go for it, and my paint chipper touches the shit, and it explodes into a fine powder.
And you just like
I shut my mouth, my eyes went open, and I got out, and I said, I got it. And the day went on. So maybe it's for the best that I don't work there anymore.
That's a really fun story.
Do you have any cool job stuff?
I don't think so. I mean, I really dropped working here at Marie's. I dropped a lot of food, and not like I dropped it and then I put it back on the plate and served it. I would never do that. I'm like a germaphobe. But there were times that you would make, certain food takes longer than other food. I remember one time, one person ordered a salad, which doesn't take long. Just throw a bunch of leaves into a bowl and
Salad, yeah.
chopped up stuff. And then the other thing was a thing that we make called a frittata, which is it's like eggs and it's cooked. It's like baked basically. It's like you start it on one part, then it has to go to another part of the kitchen. There's ingredients that go on it like every step of the way. It's like a long thing, but it's very good. So one person ordered a frittata, one person ordered a salad. Right, so everyone's waiting on the frittata's going. So then, like 2 seconds before it's done, they make the salad quick, and then the salad's ready. I bring the salad out, and then on the way from the frittata finishes to the table, I like my coat or my sleeve gets like caught on like a hook, and the frittata just like flies off the plate like a cartoon, just like whoop, and the plate's in my hand empty, and the frittata is like face down on the ground, and it's just like, oh no. So then I look outside. The person was eating outside. I look outside. The salad person's already eating. I guess the frittata person was like, "Go, start, no big deal,"
which is very rude.
And so I go back to the kitchen. I'm like, "I need another frittata," and they're like, "For what?" They're like, "Well, I just gave you one." They're like, "It fell on the floor," and they're like, "It's gonna take 20 minutes."
Yeah,
that was a nightmare.
I've done that sort of thing before.
And then the thing though that like I learned is like you have to blame yourself. You can never blame the kitchen. Because then they're like, I'm never going to come back to this restaurant. Otherwise, they're like, I'm never going to have that server, that's the better thing if you work in a restaurant. Because then if they just hate you, then they're like, I like the restaurant. I just don't want to be with that guy.
Right.
And so I was like, tried to be charming, unsweetened iced teas, kept getting refilled.
This is a tough job to work, though, because it makes you kind of bitter when people aren't tipping you enough or you feel slighted somehow. It can be really, like, taxing on you, you know?
Yeah. Did you ever this sounds like you're like working up to like
I'm not trying
one time shit in someone's cup.
No, I would never. No.
Did you ever do anything at the swim club? Did you ever do anything like to get anyone back? Didn't you have a day at the swim club where you just like ran crazy all over the pool?
I wasn't to get anyone back though. They would just let me like watch the swim club when it was raining out, which is just code for me hanging out in a swim club by myself.
Rainy days at a swim club are the absolute best. If you're a member of a swim club or if you work at one, go on the rainy days because no one's there. You have the whole place to yourself. You can shit in the pool, anything you want.
And then clean it up and it explodes.
They'll clean it up for you. I wish that looking back, I wish like as the member, I was like, hey, Joe, pick this up. Joe, I shit in the baby pool. Pick it up, Joey.
Yeah.
How often did people shit in the pool?
To my recollection, I think that was the only time that particular summer.
Okay.
No, it was a rare thing. That's why they didn't want to make a big deal about it.
It's so
it's bad business.
Because I remember we were a part of some swim club on Staten Island when I was a kid. I don't even remember what the name of it was, but I remember we never went again after like somebody shit in the pool, and my mother was completely grossed out by it, and that was the end of it.
They need someone like me in there.
Yeah.
On the DL, cleaning up shit.
Like Bill Murray in Caddyshack.
I never saw that.
Oh.
You never saw Caddyshack?
No.
You would love that scene.
Yeah, I guess. I never saw it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. No one likes it. You're good. Wait,
Okay.
what do you do for a living?
See Caddyshack too.
You're a comedy producer?
I produce comedy.
You produce comedy for a television show?
Well, I'm going, based on what I know so far, and then you have these little things like, I can watch Caddyshack and get even more inspired. So these are like things to look forward to.
This is so you're a musician, right?
Yes.
What do you listen to music?
Not really. I mean, sometimes, yeah.
You you do comedy and music, and you don't watch comedy or listen to music.
I watch comedy. I like comedies.
I don't know what.
We have this thing. Me and my friends have this thing with Joe where we say like he should be
turn it into a real bully set.
He should be I know this is like bullying 101. But we want Joe to be like a private detective, like a detective that shows up to the crime scene. It's just like, excuse me. What? what happened? What? Can you just tell us a little description of what do you look like? What? How? Why? When did it happen?
Yeah.
You do. Your voice pitches
We have
up.
fun, though.
Danny, ever get fired?
Sort of. I was
juicy.
parking. I used to park cars for a while, and then
Wow.
I just stopped going.
And so they fired you because you stopped going.
because I stopped going.
It's an interesting strategy.
yeah.
But that's a quit.
I guess it's kind of
I
a
think
quit.
that's more of a
it's
quit.
kind of a quit. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like if I never.
That is the worst,
Yeah.
most boring job ever. valet parking cars. It's the worst.
What was the coolest car you got to drive though? For
Yeah,
even
come on,
loans?
you get to drive.
Bentley.
A Bentley?
Yeah,
What are the accoutrements in there? Are there like leathery seats?
Yeah, leathery seats, wood dashboard.
Was there like
Yeah,
a
it's
digital clock or was it like analog?
nice. It was like a hologram clock.
Really?
It was awesome.
It was a hologram.
You sure it wasn't a Chrysler with a Bentley?
It could have been.
People do that.
True.
No way to know, honestly.
No.
Here's what I
They're
want
the
to know.
exact same car.
What was the worst thing you did to a car? Like, did you ever scratch a car accidentally?
Nah, I
Or
didn't do. I
crash
didn't do it for. I didn't do it for.
Or
very
have
long.
sex in a car? Or have sex with a car?
Ooh. Yeah.
I probably the worst
Because there's plenty of holes on a car.
No, we probably the worst was maybe that we smoked a blunt in a car.
Wow, that's incredible. You hotboxed someone else's
You
car.
call it hotboxing or doming out?
Yeah, baking out. Baking
Okay.
out. Yeah,
It's a
Bacon
Long Island,
out?
Long Island
baked
thing.
it out. Yeah.
You Long Island guys are so different. So weird. It's like an alien.
Well, you guys have swim club. We had beach club.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, we had a beach.
I don't even understand that concept.
So we have these beach clubs, and they have these like little cabanas. Best job I ever had. I was a cabana boy.
Did you have to wear a thong?
No, it was a green T-shirt and cargo shorts every day.
Cargo shorts. My
Okay.
arch nemesis.
It was
Fucking air bubbles.
Yeah,
mean-
try swimming and get shit in cargo shorts.
yeah,
Never
and you
again.
know what? People did shit in the pool because all the kids would come running back from the pool and be like, "Hey, what happened?" And they'd be like, "Somebody took a shit in the pool," and that happened. I don't know, like maybe once a month actually.
Wow. Once
Yeah,
a
once
month.
a month.
That's a lot. That's a lot
Yeah,
of shit.
it's
Glad I didn't work
decent
there.
Yeah.
I got a friend shits in the ocean.
Oh yeah.
It's true.
No one's cleaning that up.
He's like really happy about it. He like goes out. I have so many questions to ask him. I wish he was here. Because does he pull his pants down?
That's a good question.
Oh wait, so he's not in the ocean when it happens? He just,
Yeah, he knows.
he's
He
in
goes.
it.
He goes. No, he's not like standing at the edge of the ocean.
That's what I'm asking.
He's
He
in it.
goes into the ocean. He
Yeah.
walks out. I don't know how many feet. 20 feet.
Oh, he's got to take his.
I don't know if he does because I think he wants to blend in case someone.
I've seen him do it. It's kind of like that.
What?
Yeah, I've seen. It's kind of like that scene in I Know What You Did Last Summer, where Jennifer Love Hewitt's like looking up at the sky and spinning around, going,
What are you waiting?
"What are you
for?
waiting for?" And she's spinning and looking up. He looks like that when he's doing
He
it.
spins. He does a
Very
spin technique.
cathartic.
Wow, the spin shit. Mm-hmm. Wow. I mean, I've never done it, but I can't tell you that I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I think it would be like very therapeutic or something.
Yeah, well, cathartic. Yeah, because
No. I don't think you're using it right. It's pronounced therapeutic.
Well, all right. Okay. Potato, tomato. So
It's good.
I always wondered like a microwave, if you had it plugged in and you threw it into the ocean, what would happen? And I feel like it's like that, but with a shit. You know, because if it's plugged in, it's a micro. You know, if you threw it into a bathtub, no one's getting out of there
How
alive.
big does the how like if you or another thing is like if you throw it into a pool, what would happen?
Right.
Like how small does the
there-
pool need to be to sort of kill everyone in it?
Okay, Google. No, never mind.
Come on, dude. I'm a Yahoo guy. No, but yeah, that's a good question. I definitely
What's
not the
Yahoo's,
ocean.
what's Yahoo's search voice check? Is it like,
Oh yeah. Hey there,
Yahoo?
Hey there, Yahoo. Yeah, I don't know. I want to shit in the ocean. I will pee in the ocean, and I will admit
You will.
that.
You
I won't-
haven't yet.
I won't pee in the pool.
Okay.
No, that's terrible. Yeah.
Do you guys pee in the shower?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
I actually prefer to. I won't even take a shower. I'll just stand in the shower and pee. That's not true. I'm kidding. But if I did that, it wouldn't be much different than a urinal. It's a bathtub is basically just a big ass urinal.
You want to make sure you don't have a clogged bathtub drain, because then you're just standing in piss water.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to maintain your tubes.
Erection? What are you?
Yeah, what are you asking?
What are you saying?
I'm not asking anything. I'm proffering advice. That you don't want to have a clog or any kind of hair buildup in your drain, because
Yeah.
then the water will back up, and then when you pee, you'll get all of your feet.
Well, that's true. I remember seeing Madonna on David Letterman. This is so long ago, and she was talking about peeing in the shower and that it helps prevent athlete's foot.
I think I've seen that, and
Yeah. I've
he
heard
was
that.
very like pulling his collar the whole time. You know?
And I think I definitely didn't pee in the shower before I saw that interview. That planted the seed.
Yeah, Madonna was like gateway piss.
Yeah. My wife asked me that once, but she was just like, "Do you know some people pee in the shower?" And I was just like, "Oh, I really do." Like, have you ever done that? And yeah. And she got really upset about it.
Wow.
It's not like I'm peeing all over, like
Yeah.
spinning in a circle,
could.
like your friend in the ocean.
You could, but you don't have to.
No, because then it's definitely aimed at the drain. If you, yeah, I
If
don't
you want to be safe about it.
safe about it.
Are you
It's called water sports, baby. Like, have fun.
I would say over half male population do this. Do you, when you pull up to a urinal, spit into the urinal before you pee?
I do not.
I don't like that. I saw a toothpick in the urinal today, John. Was that yours?
No. So, and I saw that.
Because you have that same...
I have those toothpicks, and I let
tasted
people
the
use
same
it.
as the
And
ones you
somebody
use.
spit a toothpick in the urinal, and I was like, everybody's going to think that I did it. And
Case
then
in
you're
point.
and then I was like, I'm just being paranoid, and now you just validated.
Like, it's the first thing I thought. Dirty John spitting in the urinal again.
I was tempted to figure out a way to take it out because I didn't want people to think that I did it. That's how much it bothered me. I don't want to be that guy.
But you'd rather be the guy who gets caught taking a
No, I don't
toothpick out of the urinal?
Free toothpick. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you do in that situation? You get caught, you're like, it's not mine. That's why I wanted it.
You all know I'm the toothpick guy.
You'd have to kill that
Same
person.
exact type you use. It looked exactly the same.
It's the exact same kind. Yeah, it's exactly.
It's got that little rib at the end, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's ribbed for
Yeah,
his
for my
pleasure.
for my pleasure.
You know what's fun about doing a live podcast? Rob, can I have a Negroni, please?
I'll take it.
Ordering up a
Rob,
cocktail.
Can I have one too?
So,
Two,
Yes.
please.
actually,
Give it up for Rob Usick,
Rob
our
Usick.
bartender.
Yeah.
This is great.
If you're listening, tip him.
So nice to be at Marie's.
I've got a urinal story. Ready? The
Ooh.
grossest thing that I've ever seen in my entire life, possibly. I went to visit my brother at college. He was graduating, University of North Carolina, and we waiting in line for the bathroom. Obviously, there's
Like
a
you do.
packed bar, and some girl busts into the men's room and is like, I need to go. She was sloppy, and she sits down in the urinal.
Damn,
Right?
bro.
Literally sits down. And all I can think of was that some dude is going home with this girl tonight.
If he's lucky.
And he's going to have no idea that she was sitting in a urinal about 45 minutes ago. Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah,
if he's
pretty
like
bad.
waiting outside the bathroom. Like he was like waiting outside, like, no, I'll give you your space. I'll give you some respect. There's just a bunch of other dudes watching her.
This
peeing.
dude in high school duked out in one of the urinals once.
He pooped in one?
Yeah. As a prank.
At Farrell?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, that sucks, right? Someone's got to take care of that shit.
Yeah. You start to feel bad for the maintenance men like you. I have to put on goggles
That's
and
true.
fish
That's
shit
true.
out of the Armando Duke out of the.
This is really taking a turn, guys.
I'm actually the other reason why I'm glad that we're doing a live podcast, aside from just being able to order booze. I want to do something. What Sal and Q do at the end of podcasts is they call a random person.
Oh yeah.
And the thing that I wanted to do, I didn't want to do that. Something I want all the listeners to do and all the people who are here to do is something that I want to do called random follow. I want to just have everybody who's listening, everybody who's here on the day that this comes out, randomly follow on Twitter one person. And I wanted to discuss this with you guys. I think it should be someone who doesn't know us or the show or anything at all.
Oh, you mean the same person?
Everybody follows the same person and tweets something at them. This is what.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is the idea. So let's say I wake up one day, I don't know anything about this, and all of a sudden, 500. I don't know how many people are following.
500. Let's hope.
I just used a weird number. 500 people are looking. I look at my phone, and 500 people I know are following me, and they've all tweeted at me something like Fletch, just like the word Fletch. Like the movie with Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Something like that. Something just like a word or like a phrase. You know what I mean? I didn't want it to be like "go fuck yourself," although that would be amazing if 500 people wrote to me "go fuck yourself."
Well, I mean, if 500 people wrote that, I wouldn't be offended. I would be puzzled.
Yes.
I would be curious.
So the task I want the four of us and everybody here to jump in on is first of all, is it somebody just completely random? I think that's probably the best. The other thing I was going to say is maybe it's somebody that we know that would be like pleasantly surprised but not see this coming.
Well, who would that be?
Like Will Thaxton from Impractical
Oh,
Jokers.
yeah,
He's in
yeah.
the art department. He's the guy who makes the Wheel of Doom and all those cool props. it would be interesting to maybe have everyone follow him, because some people do probably or the show, but for the most part, I don't even know if he has a Twitter account.
I'm checking now.
Great. So he's one person, but I think it'd be better if it was random. And one way I thought that would be cool to maybe do it is I wanted to maybe search a phrase, a fun phrase on Twitter. Like, let's say it was like, I miss Dharma and Greg. You know what I mean? Like, type that quote in, and then like any person who somebody wrote that. I'm gonna check right now. I'll let you guys know. And then the last person who wrote that, that's the person, because that's also there's no overlap of Impractical Jokers and Dharma and Greg.
I'll tell you this much: there is a Will Thaxton on Twitter, but it's not the same Will Thaxton, and I don't think that affects whether or not we should follow him.
Right.
That's a fun way to pick a random person. Like,
Yeah, someone's name, but not the same person.
Guys, there's a lot of people who miss Dharma and Greg. I'm telling you right now. A lot of people wrote, I miss Dharma and Greg.
What
Dharma
about
and
Normal,
Greg.
Ohio?
What?
Normal, Ohio, a John Goodman vehicle.
What is that?
It's a short-lived Fox sitcom.
Well, what's your deal with you don't like Dharma and Greg?
Well, I thought we were going to go for something that maybe less people miss. I'm just offering up an alternative.
No, I don't think it's that.
Oh, yeah. I miss Erie, Indiana.
Right.
Okay,
I
so
do miss the Erie, Indiana.
You want to? So you think normal? So you're saying normal Greg is less?
Normal, Ohio.
Oh, normal Ohio. Sorry, I put Dharma and Greg. I don't know. One track mind. I better get
I don't
that
know what
Negroni
Normal
fast.
Greg.
Okay, so normal Ohio. Okay, here's the issue. A lot of people have right. Does the normal Ohio weather have you shivering?
That's tricky.
So that's a tricky one. I think I missed that one too. It's a normal Ohio thing.
Fuck Ohio.
So what's any let's take some suggestions from the audience. Any terms that we think just to find the person that we want to find a unique person to follow. Any kind of phrase that
Everyone quiet down now. We can hear one person.
I pooed in the ocean. Thank you.
Nice.
All right, topical.
Okay, and I'm using pooed. How do you think that's spelled? P-O-O-E-D?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe it's P-O-E-D.
Great. And I'm using quotes, guys, to make sure that there's not just all those words. I pooed in the ocean. Oops. Ocean. Oh, two people.
Two people.
All right. So here, I'm not going to say their names, but I'll read you the things. One is, so I pooed in the ocean, and it went out real far, but then came back towards people. I think it's hard to beat.
James Murray.
The other one... Wow, this one's also good. Hold on.
It's gotta be.
Story time with Sarah. One time I pooed in the ocean. Wow, you must have been living La Vida Loca. They're both good.
Ooh, I don't know.
Well,
Send the Paul Simon song, she said.
oh, all right. So maybe, all right. This is great. Okay, so
All right.
I'm gonna get this person's. Okay, I got their name. I'm pretty sure that this is gonna be the person.
Yeah.
Right? Do we feel confident?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So confident.
Now, before we move on, what are we going to message this person? And I want it to kind of be positive. I don't want it to be negative. I don't want it to be...
So definitely not a line from the Paul Simon song.
I don't think it would be a line from the Paul Simon song. I don't feel comfortable... I don't even feel comfortable talking about that song anymore.
What is it? Catharsis?
You just want to say catharsis?
Well, yeah.
I mean, Oh, church donations. Oh, what if we just write canned goods
Okay.
to that person?
They're gonna be really fucking confused.
Canned goods, canned goods, canned goods.
3 times like that?
No. Just I'm picturing it like coming
Okay.
up on their feed.
Okay.
You'd be like, what is canned goods? All these people.
So since the church won't accept our generous donation of canned goods, send your canned goods to
At Scully Lero. That is at SKULLYLERO. Scully Lero. Lero.
at SKULLY.
LERO.
Yes.
And no, not right now.
When this airs.
When this airs. So you're gonna find this on when it drops.
You find us, we'll tweet it, and you'll see.
And that's what I want. she already has 2,646 followers, and I think it's good that I say that. That's a good amount.
good
I'd
amount
say.
of
Now we know the
Yeah.
baseline.
So that's the baseline. Let's see what we could do. So the idea is that we're going to follow this person, and then we're also going to write to them when you follow. Right? No, not now. This is great. So I'm taking questions from the audience. We're not going to do this in the room, but for the home audience, and when you become the home audience, because we should all listen to this again.
Relive the magic.
Canned goods. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel good about that.
I feel so good. We're doing a good deed.
Joe, how many drinks have you had?
This will be the start of my third.
Ooh, you're on a tear.
I'm not on that tear. I'm doing fine. Everything's great. I'm very happy.
Oh man. So I think that's a fun thing to do, right?
Yeah, let's wrap it up and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. I want to thank everybody for coming out and staying out. Give it a round of applause for yourselves.
Thank you so much to Danny and John for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
You guys are the best.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure to follow. Why don't you give us your Twitter too?
Oh yeah, we are at Where's Larry Pod on Twitter
Great.
and
At Scully Laro as well.
Scully Laro and Where's Larry Podcast.com.
Where's LarryPodcast.com? Johnny.
Just at John Saluga, which
Yep.
is SZELUGA. And I'll look for Super Live Adventure on iTunes. We do that
There you
every
go.
Monday, 86 episodes and counting.
That's
yeah,
great.
check that
I want
out.
to thank Marie's Gourmet for hosting this and feeding us. At Marie's Gourmet, I think, is their thing.
And of course, please go fuck yourself. That would be the most important
Yes,
part.
as soon as possible. At your earliest convenience.
And thank you guys so much. We have been the JV Podcast.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Shout out to Chris Lodondo, set this thing up, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Thank
right.
you so much, Chris.
All right, thanks guys. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you.
I heard that Rome wasn't built in a day. Then how come everyone is rushing to get ahead? And if I seem to be reserved, that's just my way. Your questions seem like you're interrogating me. Yeah, I try. Then again, I don't try. I get an F for effort. I get a D next time. Okay. Here we go. I heard the lemon metaphor 4 million times. And I don't stand for lemonade, don't ask me why. And would a beverage stand be a job that be desired? And where would I get the wood, and should I try? Should I try? Then again, I don't try. I get an F for effort. I get a 65. Yeah, I try. Yeah. Then again, I don't try. I get an F for effort. I might as well just. I heard that currency don't grow like leaves on trees. Then how come my money comes and goes so seasonally? And I wish farmers planted plants instead of thieves. My friend pays a ton of green for greener groceries. Yeah, she tries. Then again, she don't try. She gets an F for effort. She'll plant a tree next time. Yeah, she tries. Then again, I don't try. I get an F for effort. I get a D next time. Yeah, I try. Then again, I don't try. I get an F for effort. I get a 65. Yeah, I try. Then again, I don't try. I get an F for effort. I might as well just die.
Next message. Hi, Cassie. Listen now, Pia. Please call me what you say, no have hit.
End of message.